Let's go. I really got the feeling today that everything is going my way. Now this is what I'm talking about. Every time I see your smile, it makes me shout. Let's go! Let's go! Nothing's gonna stop us today. Get on the bus or get out the way. We're cruising with the radio on. So turn it up to 10. Here comes our favorite song. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Yes, let's go. It's another Tuesday, and this is always IoT Tuesday with your truly Summer Ladroni. Welcome to the show. If this is the first time you're joining us, we try as much as possible to demystify IoT to the barest minimum each and every Tuesday. So if this is the first time, please do us a favor. Go to our YouTube page, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that when we go live or release new videos, you'll be first to know. Welcome again to the show. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about a new dev kit. As I mentioned beginning of the streams, that I will be doing a lot of unboxing, back to the basics starting this year. We're starting off with another dev kit. I've had this kit for a while, but today we're going to start with the first part of unboxing it, trying to figure out what it is. I'm trying as much as possible to expose us to a lot of the dev kits and what we can use them for. Now, I promised to talk about the new Azure C++ SDK for Arduino. I promised to do that in another episode, but I'll just throw a little light on what it is, and I'll share some of the boards or some of the MCUs that it can be used for. So stick and stay with me. When we come back, we're going to get right into it. Don't go anywhere. Yes, on this show we demystify IoT to the barest minimum. Now, if you've been watching me for some time now, you probably have noticed something has changed. Yeah, that's true. So I'll be giving you a little behind the scenes talk. A couple of things have changed. You might probably also have noticed the audio is much more crisp. The audio is much more interesting. Yeah, that's because I did an upgrade on my audio equipment. Yes, so yeah, so lots of upgrade happened on my system. I had some audio upgrades. There's a camera upgrade, so you can see that the camera looks a bit different. It's a lot more wider. You can pretty much see almost everything in my shelf now. So I'm going to bring you another episode talking about what I've done. I'm not done yet. Actually, let me share something with you real quick. So I just got hold of this, the Govee RGBIC Pro LED strips. So in future episodes, you might be seeing a lot of colors and, nice things happening in the stream. Yeah. So, we're still working on some, minor upgrades. Yes. And if you also realize I'm no longer using my headset. Yes. That's because now I have this, in-ear monitoring system that allows me to monitor the sound throughout the whole console that I have. It's exciting. If you really wanna see it, people have asked actually how my setup looks like. So I intend to put a live stream on another YouTube channel that also kind of like a how do you call it? This is a simultaneous cast. Let's put it that way. I don't want to. I don't know what the right word is. So there'll be a simulcast or simultaneous cast on that, so you can see the setup I'm using. In addition to it, I think I will probably do a couple of things to my lighting. Like right now, you see that I can bump this up. And that's going to like make my face very, or just bring this one down or push this. I don't know. So yeah, we'll probably bring this one down. I'm trying to get some practical lighting also happening so they can see some kind of light in the background. So we'll probably stick to this one out. But watch out for a lot of change coming up in subsequent episode. All right, so let's get right into it. So last week we concluded a part on the Coral Dev Kit. Let me take you to the bench. Where is that little? So this one. Well, let me push all these things to the side. We'll talk about them in a bit. So we worked with the Coral Dev board. We were able to run a very basic module on it. Continuation of this is going to happen on my blog. I must confess, I'm not being able to put out any articles yet or blog posts, but I hopefully I'll be able to put on continuation of this from the show. So what I plan to do is I'll introduce all the dev kits. We'll see how to get it set up, started, run the basic stuff. And the continuation might not come on the show because we need to make way for other things on the show. But then we would, I'll use blog posts, short writings or separate videos that will come on YouTube or on my blog to, outline or just show the subsequent things you can do. I promise to show you some cameras that you could connect to it. So let me show you the cameras real quick before we get into today's episode. And I'm not sure if, let's see, let me actually find out. According to my stats here, let's see. It seems we are not live on Facebook. And please correct me if I'm wrong. It shows on my console, it shows on my console that it's not I know, yeah. Anyways, yeah. That's fine. Anyway, awesome. All right, so let's do this. I was just gonna try to change a few things here, but anyway, don't worry, you can still follow us on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Yeah, these three are working according to my stats. All right, so let me quickly bring this up. So I'm coming to show you. Both of these are compatible with the Raspberry Pi, right? So I don't know if you can see that. Let me open this up. So there you go. This looks very professional. I like this is one of the cameras that we can connect to it. Yeah, so you can see beneath it right here at this point there is a connection point for you to put right here. We could connect that here, right? That's a camera. There is a second one here as well, which is the common Raspberry Pi camera that can also be connected to it. So if you want to see me, or if you want to know how you can connect this camera to the Coral Dev board and run some kind of like object detection, deep learning, all that, let me know in the comment, and I will do that separate video and put it up on the YouTube channel. So just an FYI. All right, so let's get into it. So let's put the Corel dev board aside, and let's get into it. So let me bring these things here. Now, I'm not getting video feed here. I don't know if it's just me. I could hear you do. Okay. Philip, thanks for that update. Let me check. Let's see. You know, last week as well, when Emmanuel was on also from Kenya, you know, he had a similar thing. He said he couldn't see the video. Okay, I think it's okay now. I'm not sure. Maybe refresh your browser. All right, maybe refresh your browser. Let's see, because I think that it's okay now. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, I think it's okay. But anyways, if you're having challenges on LinkedIn, you can try either Twitter or YouTube. That should work flawlessly. But I know that for let's see. I know that for Facebook, it's not working. Today is not streaming on Facebook. I don't know why, but you know what? Give me a sec. I will be right back. Okay, so that should work well. Thank you, Philip, for that correction. So yeah, that should be fine now. Okay, so Azure Arduino C SDK, right? What's all that about? Let's see if we can quickly put that together. Actually, let's just talk about it. So pretty much all it is in the past, you had to go through a couple of hoops to get your IoT setup talk to Azure IoT. So what the Azure IoT team has done is to make those SDKs and libraries available for you to directly incorporate connectivity to Azure IoT from right within your Arduino IDE, right? So it's quite simple. Let's walk through that before we get to unboxing and doing the stuff for the day. So let's go here. Actually, let's do this. Thank you, Philip, for that check. I'm going to, where's my Arduino IDE? Where is it? Okay, there you are. Yeah, so I'm going to run my Arduino IDE. Arduino IDE. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section. If there's something you don't like, tell me. If there's something you want to see more of, tell me. The show is for you. I'm here for you. So hey. All right. So to be able to, first of all, you need to include it into your Arduino library so that you can use it, you know, when you are using any C-based microcontroller or any, you know, single board computer. So to do that, you go all the way to sketches. I hope you can see. Yeah. So you go all the way to sketch, right? And then you look for include library, and then you go to manage libraries. All right. Manage libraries. This should open up the library manager for you. Where is mine? Okay, we're waiting. Yeah, so mine is still running. There you go. So when the library manager opens, can I make this a little bigger? Yeah. Processing a lot of stuff. Awesome. So yeah, let's make it a bit bigger so we can see that. Right. So so when you go in here, right, you can go ahead into the search box, SDK, right? Or just start typing Azure SDK, and it's going to, you know, search pop up, and then you will see Azure SDK for C. Hold on, let me turn on my. I don't know. I should have kind of like a routine that anytime I go live, the routine enables, you know, the routine will enable all these things for me. So let's go ahead and yeah. So here, let's zoom in. So, yep, I did the search here, right? I did a search for Azure SDK, and then it brought this up. Now you can see that mine is already installed, but that is how you would get the SDK into your Arduino IDE, right? So you go in there and then you select the latest version and install. Mine is already installed. So pretty much that's kind of like a done deal for me. So I have it installed in mine. There is a video that one of the guys from the Azure IoT team did. All right. So it comes with a lot of samples. So and just like, you know, for any Arduino based library you include, right? Actually, let me make the repo accessible here for you. Let's do this. Yeah, and I'm just trying to show. I'll show that production. No, let's do this. I'm trying to get the URL for the repo, the official repo that Microsoft, you know, has put out for the SDK libraries. I want to put, yeah, so let me put this here. Not to worry, I'll show you something. I have some magic happening. I have some magic happening on my OBS. So as I put it here, if I switch back to this view and I show you that, you can see that, you know, that there. So go to aka.ms/Arduino. It will take you to the repo that Microsoft put together where you have all the, you know, all the stuff there. Yeah. So let's get back to this. Yeah. So once you have this, the library installed, right? It comes with the ESP8266 and then the ESP32 and the Realtek Amoeba, I think Dev Kit. I don't have that. I have some ESP8266 and ESP32 boards. I'll show you right now before we go to the unboxing. But I don't have this one. Any which way. So now it will include an IoT config.h file, where you can easily go just update your Wi-Fi or internet credentials that allows you to connect to Azure IoT Hub. And if you've been following me for a while now, you know that the Azure IoT Hub is technically the gateway, the entry point into everything cloud on, the Microsoft Azure ecosystem. So if you went to File right? And then you examples, let's go look for, it will probably be there you go. Not build this for the board, not Arduino. Example from libraries. Yeah, there you go. So you see Azure SDK for C. There's an example for IoT Hub ESP32. There's an example for IoT Hub ESP8 ESP8266, and then the the Realtek Amoeba D. So these are the three boards or kits that have out of the box support for the Azure SDK for C, right? But it doesn't. If you have any C-based ESP32 or 826's board, this should also function well. But these ones have it, inbuilt. So if you do like one for ESP32 and you open it, let's open this up. You realize, so here you have your example for ESP32. Pretty much samples here, polling. But what the interesting part is the IoT config H file, this file. So if you look at it, you're defining your SSID, your password, then this for your Wi-Fi, because that's how you want to connect to it. So once this is defined, then you can now also define your Azure IoT credentials. So your IoT have fully qualified domain, the device ID, the device key, and then telemetry frequency, how many milliseconds you want telemetry to be sent. You configure it here, and then pretty much you can just, some of these things are serial loggers, some of these things are designed for you to be able to do logging and stuff, but you can just go ahead, focus on your code, play around with it, experiment with it, and have fun. I would share a video before I end, which is one of the Azure IoT engineers has done some really cool example and demos. I hope to see a lot more of these, because this allows for the entry point into device to cloud communication, which is one of the common things I get asked all the time. So pretty much, that's what we have for for the introduction side as to what's happening in the Azure IoT side of things. If you're using Azure RTOS, you can do this as well. So that's fine. Well, so let's get back to today. We'll be right back. Give me a sec. Yes, we're back. Apologies for that. So, just when you are into it, the delivery person comes to give you something. So, yep, sorry about that. I had to run down to get this running. Awesome. So, pretty much that's it for the Azure C SDK. Let's move on to today's topic. So, you realize that So as I was mentioning, I talked about the ESP32. So this is actually an ESP. So this is an ESP8266. Yeah. ESP8266. This is ESP32. Right? So Node MCU ESP32S. Right? So with these two, you can technically pretty much build your IoT solutions. This already uses Wi-Fi and stuff. Now, I am tempted, all right? I am tempted to think that if you have one of those Arduino based how do you call it? One of those Arduino based kits that has Wi-Fi. And this is me now. See, this is me speculating. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but it's worth trying. Let me show you what I mean. Let me show you what I mean. So, if we go to the bench, right? So I have this version of the Arduino. All right. Sorry, it's been packed in there for a while, so it looks a bit dusty. I use it to do a traffic light sample. So this Arduino 101, is it the one that has Bluetooth? I think this one has Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Yeah, no, it's Bluetooth. All right, okay, this is Bluetooth, so this is not gonna work. But I'm tempted to say, what if we have one of those newer Arduino kits that has Wi-Fi, right? I want to believe that will work. Like for instance, let's see which of them. This is LoRa. This is BLE. Wow, these. One of the new. Let's see. Yeah, one of these new Arduino boards that has all these Bluetooth capabilities and all that. And again, like I said, I haven't tried it. I'll make some time to try it out on, any other things aside from the listed, hardware. And then I'll give you the feedback. After all, that's what, we are here for. So, cool. So yeah, so those are the two. I don't have a third one. I don't have anything that has a Realtek thing. I'll see what I can do if I can lay my hands on one of those. But again, there's also a third one from Seed Studio, and they call this the Seed Studio Zio or Hayo or whatever they call it. Very small form factor, but it is also based on the ESP. I think 32. Yes. It's also based on the Expressive ESP32. So, as you see them here, my plan is to try to test them out right after the show, and I'll give you some feedback because today's concentration is not technically on this. Like I said, I'll promise you I'll do an episode fully dedicated to this. So, let's push you guys here. Now, this is what we're working on today, right? This guy here. So it's the Microchip. Look at the sides. There you go. The CEC1x02 development board. Right? I kind of like, the way it's focusing today. Yeah. So like I said, I've had this board for a while. Well, let's open it up. Let's see the instructions. Let's try to set it up. We're only 30 minutes into the show. I know this might go into potentially a part 2, and then subsequently we'll just fix it out. So let's do this. Let's get into it. So let me open this up. As you can see, it's not opened. Where is the magic knife? The knife that does the wonders. Where are you? This is interesting. Anyway, well, since the knife seems to be missing from its original position, let's see if we can peel off. Better still, let's try this. Yeah. Okay. There you go. And yeah, you can pretty much do this. And be careful with this, you know. Yeah, I'm just being lazy trying to find my bench. Whoa, look at this. This is huge. This is huge, people. I thought it was probably going to be like, you know, a bunch of, you know, components and stuff. But this is one huge board. All right, micro support on micro. Okay. Yeah, packing material. Some kind of thank you for purchasing. Actually got this from Hackstar for one of the projects I did. Read first, thank you for purchase. Pretty much just okay, so it's telling us to make sure we go to, no, the physical copy may be outdated by the time we receive. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, pretty much nothing else, just packing stuff. All right. So talk of Hackstar, myself and Daniela Khan, the two Hackstar ambassadors for Ghana. We are putting something together specifically in the areas of 3D printing. So keep watching the space and most of my social handles. I'll put it out there if you're interested in 3D printing. We have kind of like a mini hackathon coming where you can build stuff. We have a couple of, you know, a couple of sensors and stuff for you to play around with. So you can build things like your temperature gun. You can build stuff, you know, yeah. So just keep watching a space. We'll put that out there. It's coming up. It's going to be an in-person event. And because of, you know, COVID protocols, we can only take a few people at a time and we'll try to replicate it. But till then, just keep watching the space and then, you know, you can be part of it, right? Awesome. So let's open this up. Looks like this is still in our way. So let me do this. Let me push them this way. Yeah, there you go. And let's put our stuff right here. So, yeah. This is huge. Look at this. It's so, I'm struggling with the focus on this one. Yeah. Okay, so let me switch to this view and let's see if we can have a better have a better view here. Not much, pretty much the same thing like on the camera here. That's fine. So let's go to the bench. So I see it has so what are these? These look like you. So this is well. So these look like we could put stuff there. Yeah. Panel here. I see a screen here. I see encoding. I see a bunch of buttons here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this is the main brains here. I see USB type. USB, yeah, micro USB, micro bus, and then it has this. But I'm sure we can also power it by USB. Okay, let's see what comes with it. So it's just, this is a parking list. Technically, this is a parking list showing there's 1, 2. So how many things are supposed to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like 5 items. The board itself. Yeah, the installation which is on the board, 2 stuffs. I think this one here and the board itself, that's 2. And then 3 sheets like this one and yeah. Interesting. Please visit microchip.com, my software. You are now able to register and manage all your microchip development stuff. Okay, thank you. Nothing interesting here. Let's see this. Thank you for purchasing. To obtain the November Quick Start Guide as well as the most recent cryptographic embedded controller datasheet. Okay, so we are being asked to go to that URL, microchip.com CEC1x02. So let's do that. Let's see what they have for us. So let's bring, and there we go. So we're supposed to go to, microchip.com/CEC1702. Hopefully it's still functioning, it's still running. Okay, now see it's online event series. It's rather giving me, so like I said, this is live unedited. This is just unboxing, nothing in the box. So we might as well give our reviews as well. So first of all, there is a slot here for power. The power brick is not part of it. I must say it looks intimidating at first, but hey, that's why the show is here. Let's demystify this. So it doesn't look like, so find a product, start developing. So let's see. Let me open this. Let's do start developing. All right. And maybe it would ask us to provide some info about the board we're using. And then we can pick that board and try to, mess around with it. Let's see. Okay, so not this. So discover, configure, develop, production. Yeah, nice journey. Not a quick guide to market. Well, okay. So they have ID. So configure. Oh, okay. So tools and resources for configuring, for development, debugging. Okay. Well. Development to selector, embedded software center, programming and debuggers, development boards and hardware. Let's go look at this ones. So, unless of course this board is outmoded, it's getting to the content you need to get started is not straightforward. So that's just, back of my head, the first thing I noticed. So let's see. So partner, family brochures, 8-bit corporate, okay, so not this. Okay, these are the various development boards. Jumpstart your development with these featured boards. Not this one. Okay. So let's take a step back and look at this critically. So this here, interesting. CEC. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do a search right on their page and see what we find. So we know it's a CEC1x02. I mean, they should have it some way, somehow on their, CEC, yeah, is an evaluation board. Yeah, there you go. That can be used for development, customer evaluation, and demos. It's a board that customers can evaluate the program keys used for authentication in the CEC device. One of the okay, so let's go to documentation. I think that's the first. That's it. This is the first one. I think I now remember how I got this. I think it had to do with some kind of like security hackathon or something, and I got it. Yeah, that is it. That's the one we are playing with. So wow, it's $143. Interesting. Well, so connector for plug-in module for family boards. Let's see. Okay, so at this point, 2 expansion headers compatible with the micro electronica microbus. So I knew it. So those two, let's go to the bench. So these two, all right, these 2 slots are extensions. So these 2 slots are extensions that, can be used. Wow, interesting. Karina, I really don't understand what you're trying to type, but if you can probably retype that, I'll be glad to assist. All right, so yeah, serial quad, OTP programmability. So pretty much I'm just going off of what's on the site. Overview. Let's look at this. Let's make this a little bigger so we can see this. So the overview here is telling us, it's an evaluation board. We know that. Plugin module for CEC1x family. Okay, so it has an ARM Cortex M4 based microcontroller with complete hardware cryptography. Okay, that's interesting. Secured boot product for application process. Okay, so pretty much, it's more on the secured side of things, Yeah, well, the interesting thing is that it has its own hardware cryptography accelerator. So pretty much cryptography happening on separate hardware on the device, right? Okay, yeah, enough of this though. Documentation. Okay, this is the cryptography embedded data sheet. Quick start. Yes, these are the ones we want. So let's go to the development board user guide. Let's open it somewhere. The quick start guide. Let's open it somewhere. The eFuse generator 2 user guide. I don't know what that is. Well, that's all part of the unboxing. So we're learning as well on the show. So let's do this. Someone says, where is your face? This is my face. Yeah, let's see. Okay, yeah, so let's look at it. So this is the user guide. Yeah, it would come in handy right now. So hold on. I see something on initial hardware. Yes. Jumper setting part. Yeah, so this is what we need. There's a quick start guide. This is tiny, man. So purpose, documentation layout. We don't need this. Let's jump right into the meat of things. Okay, so let's make this a little bigger for ourselves so we can see this. Okay, in the blanks here, device program is blank. I'm sure there's this. Okay, so let's look at the security capabilities. Suppose the following. Authentication. If authentication is enabled, the CEC1x02 SPI image generator utility computes a digital sig. So this, if encryption is enabled, so it supports authentication and encryption. So the program utility, if it's for authentication, ECDS. I don't know what ECDS is. I'll have to look that up. Okay. Well, looks like we have our handful. Okay. Which one is this? The following is a power if you use. We don't have the flashing or programming tool. Yeah, that has always been my kind of frustration with some of these providers. Like that's why you take an Arduino, easy to go straight for you put it, so even for someone who does this on regular, I feel this is This is probably too much for the average person who wants to get into it. Anyway, don't be by any means intimidated. That's why we are here, to break this down for you. So if you don't understand, I'll go understand it and come and break it and make it easy for you. So that's fine. Okay, so I guess I would leave this for now and then just go concentrate on, yeah, let's see, jumper option. Yeah, okay, so let's go with this. Let's go with the user guide. That spells it out a lot more for all of us to pretty much understand. If you have any questions, don't forget, put it in the chat. I'll see it, I'll try to answer it. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel, so that you can be part of a few people that get updates and stuff when we post them. So yeah, okay, let's get into it. We have 15 minutes. Yeah, like I said, this is going to definitely go into part 2. So okay. So as you can see, pretty much the same thing we have here. Nothing different. So here we see the layout. Yeah, this is more like it. Let's see what we have here. So let me bring this a bit down. Solid, so we can see and use this. So one, where is one? So there's 2. Yeah, 1 is over here. So that is a micro USB connector, provides power to the board and provides an interface for serial input output or I2C using microchip. And okay, so converter. All right, so we can use, if we're placing it down the same way they have it, this way, so that way, right? Let's go to the bench. I think I can do a 4-way. You might not see it all the way, but yeah. So if you do it this way, this is it. This is the USB. The USB is here, right? That's where the USB is. So let's put it, better still, let's just elevate it so that it would be a lot more. Let's do this. And I can, now that I have an adjustable, I can move it very close like that. Yeah. Isn't that nice? Okay, so that side, which is this side, that's a 1. 2, there's a power adapter. Yeah, so that's this side of it. So here, power adapter plug. So you can that's another way of providing power to it, over there. So, and it says so external power between 6 volt to 16 volt. Wow, interesting. So let's look at the 3. The 3 is the connector for the plug-in module, which is a small one we see here. So in this case, this has already been, plugged in. So pretty much ready to go. 4. Okay, that's on it. So 4, serial quad IO flash restore program. Okay, that's fine. 5 is a JTAG. Okay, yeah, 5 over here. 5. That's this one here, 5, this particular one. All right, so 5 there is a JTAG debug SPI flash programming header. Yeah, pretty much conventional way of doing it. 6, where's the EFU? 6. Okay, interesting. Yeah, 6. Yeah, so 6 here, right here, close to this one. So 6 is right here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the potentiometer is a 7 I was telling you about. This is a potentiometer, right? And I think I called it the encoder because there's some with encoders. Forgive me. There's 8 is analog to digital converter expansion header. Where's that? 8. Okay, yeah, so kind of like a jumper header that you can toggle to change. Okay, we have LEDs. 15, you have GPIOs. Where is 15? Okay. There you go. All right, so GPIO pins All right. 6 general purpose push buttons. Yeah. So here you see all the push buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of those push buttons are here, for general purpose use. And then you have the two micro bus interfaces useful for attaching wider hardware. So yeah, so pretty much just functions for other stuff. But with that said, let's see, recommended tools and accessories. So we recommend having the Microchip developer tools, MP Lab X version 4.10 or later, compiler, ICD, Sega GA, Link debugger. Yeah. Okay. So this is my take. With all these directions, it would have been easier to probably provide kind of like a link directly to the resource than having to go search, unless of course the period for which they created it is being a long time, so they probably have changed the way you access it. That's fine. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But just that for a first time experience, you would want it to be easier to locate and easier to find, so that cuts out all this, all the stress. But anyway, that's okay. So powering it, so can be powered directly through USB micro B port like we have. We're not going to use the power plug. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so here we have the jumper settings where, depending on how you modify or manipulate the jumper headers, you are activating different functionalities of, of the board, right? So yeah, we'll check that out. So initial setup requires that we get all the tools ready. All right, so we just have only 9 minutes. We've been taking a look at the Microchip Dev Kit. We talked about the Arduino SDK, Azure C SDK for Arduino. We saw how to set that up in Arduino IDE. I showed you some of the ESP32 and ESP8266 boards. And like I said, I'm going to do some experiment on them to see how, it works, it functions for those devices. And then we segued into unboxing this. This is the first part of the unboxing. The second part will be next week, where we power it up, play around with it, and then subsequently we'll move that into a thread for a different, like probably blog post or subsequent short videos, but not on the stream, off of a stream, which you can find on my YouTube channel. So if you don't want to miss any of those, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Very simple, straightforward. And hit the notification bell, share and subscribe, so that when I drop new content, you'll be the first to see it. Well, today, simple, straightforward, how to connect to it. Now, have a couple of things coming up that I want to talk about before we end the stream today. That's the IoT bootcamp for kids and as well as big adults, so to speak. And then also, I'll be doing some specific unboxing related to IoT and AI, since, like I mentioned, the show is focusing on IoT and AI, or AI in IoT, so to speak, so that we're fusing that. So if you think this is something of interest to you, and if there's something specific you want to do or you want to know or ask about IoT and its, applications, please don't hesitate. Let me know. Send me a message in any of my social media handles. Ping me, and I'll try to respond and make that happen. Till I come your way again next week with the part 2 of this and a lot more interesting. Stay safe, stick and stay, learn something new. And hey, let's make the world a better place for all of us. Till then, I am yours truly, Samuel Adrani, holding the fort. Till next week.